Perfect. According to my message on the screen, we are live today. And thank you everyone for joining us for the February edition of InnMind. Message on the screen, we are live today. And thank you everyone. Give me a sec, guys. I will February edition of InnMind. Message on the screen, we are live today. And thank you everyone. Give me a sec, guys. I will February edition of InnMind. Give me a sec, guys. I will Give me a sec, guys. I will Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where this backup comes from. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where this backup comes from. Okay, now it stopped. Sorry, everyone. Really sorry for this. And
no problem.
Sorry, David?
No problem. It's fixed now. We can go on.
Yeah, it's fixed now and we can go. And right now, at least, I'm sure that we are definitely live in all channels and all streams. Speaking about the session, everyone already is confident that the bull market is starting. Bitcoin hit finally 50K. For a lot of people, it's a huge psychological milestone. And we see an obvious huge trend from VC investors that are coming back to active deal flow scouting and actually feeling more confident and ready to deploy capital in the early stage startups. And while others are looking for different gems in Twitter, KOLs, etc., I am sure that the real gems are coming to our pitching sessions. So before we will start their pitches, let me introduce you VC investors that are here today. All of them are smart, value-added crypto VC funds, syndicates, and entities that are actually proved already that they have good portfolio, they have good advisor for their startups, and they bring a lot of added value to those teams and projects they're backing. Starting from the newcomers. So let me introduce Sergio from Polygon Labs. And Sergio, could you please give us a short intro about Polygon Labs investment thesis and what kind of narratives you are looking to invest in right now?
Okay, so thank you very much, Nelly, for and InnMind team for having me here. It's a great opportunity to know new projects. So quick introduction about myself so that you can place me inside Polygon. I'm the VT gaming lead of Polygon Labs in the areas of EMEA and LATAM. So my main topic is gaming projects that are now coming to the Web3 ecosystem. So in some cases, there are good opportunities for investment thanks to both the opportunities that we have in-house through grant programs, but also equity investments. And then also all the investment ecosystem that we have created around us, around Polygon. So we try to funnel all these opportunities. Also, there are also value-added proposals besides funding in order that these projects are onboarded on the Web3 gaming ecosystem of Polygon. But also, it's good to be here because if there is any project besides gaming, we also have the opportunity to funnel them to appropriate points of contact inside Polygon, and we can analyze if the investment is possible.
Thank you, Sergio. It was really helpful to know. And we all know that Polygon is one of the largest layer 2s with a really great traction. And with your new ZK thing, that would be very beautiful to observe how the ecosystem evolves. So I hope you will find some really cool projects that can bring extra value also to Polygon ecosystem today. Okay, we have amazing new VC in our session, Ceras Ventures, and Sarah from Ceras. Are you here, Sarah?
I can hear you, yes.
Perfect. Then we can hear you too. And could you please tell us more about Ceras Ventures investment thesis and what kind of projects you are backing?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Apologies for the late
no worries.
So we are also focusing on early stage investments from a pre-seed to Series A. Web3 focused, sector agnostic, so from infrastructure to consumer-facing application. We invested in over 70 projects. Lately, quite bullish on Deepin, Gamify, also Layer 1. So we are quite diverse in that area. We also globally, so 60% of our portfolio companies are from North America. Other 40% are across Europe, Asia, and very excited to be a part of the pitching session and see the projects of today.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah, for this brief intro. And don't hesitate to give the feedback to founders after they pitch so that it would be really helpful for them. Thank you so much. Marshal Capital, Luis, you're also first time on the live pitch session. Could you please tell us more about Marshal, which is ex-MDA Capital?
Yeah, thank you for having me here, everyone, and it's nice to be part of this. I'm Luis, and I'm the analyst at Marshal Capital. Marshal Capital is not your typical VC. We're more like a Web3 venture crew and accelerator. We're all things into DeFi, blockchain infrastructure. Our investment portfolio extends beyond these areas as well to include emerging sectors like GameFi, Metaverse, RWAs, AI, physical collectibles, and stuff like that. We would also like to consider ourselves sector and chain agnostic as well. But if you want to have a focus, we're active on Ethereum, Arbitrum, and Base, and currently soul searching on chains such as Cosmos, ZK Sync. Historical investments have been Manifold Finance and Singularity DAO, both of which were valued over $300 million. As an accelerator, we're a family office. So in that, you can say that we take a very hands-on approach on our projects and get valuable one-on-one time with every partner on our team, which will provide a different pillar of support ranging from legal and banking services, setting up internal operations infrastructure, business development, product market fit, ideation. We support projects at all stages from pre-seed to Series A. Our biggest strength is our network. One of the partners have been in the space since 2013. He was a very prominent figure during 17 market due to his podcast and analytics sheets, which help set the foundational bedrock for how Web3 investments are looked at today. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Luis. That was really detailed and very, very self-explanatory. So I think everyone now understands a lot about Marshal Capital. And actually, these short presentations of investors is very useful for founders here and founders who are watching us so that they understand your current investment thesis and with what kind of projects they should pitch to you guys. And in addition to newcomers, we also have our friend investor who is regularly joining not only pitching sessions, but also sharing deal flow both ways. Sasha from the Paper Ventures. Sasha, Paper is relatively new name in the industry, except the fact that your team is very, very savvy and experienced. So could you please tell us about Paper Ventures?
Hey, Nelly. Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for hosting this. Yeah, as you said, Paper Ventures is a new name. We just announced, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
The people in the fund are very much OG players in the space. We have partners going back to all the way to 2010. I think our average is like 2015, 2016. Been in the space for a while. Backgrounds of the partners are professional poker, exchange CEOs, TradFi, Deep Tech, BlackRock, traditional VC, and even auditing companies. So as you can already tell, very diverse. That's also where our strength is. We've been in the space so long that we're essentially connected to everyone and everybody and help out wherever we can. And that's also the thesis of the fund. We're very much sector and vertical agnostic. What's more important for us are the founders and our focus on pre-seed, seed stage is there because we want to be hands-on from the early days and kind of structure and help grow a project. So that's paper in a nutshell.
Awesome, Sasha. Thanks a lot. And this is a great pitch for Paper Ventures that is really easy to remember and to digest. Thanks a lot for being with us today. I know you bring a lot of value to portfolio companies. Another VCU we are welcoming today is Webwise. And Valeria, could you please give us a short about Webwise VC?
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone. Hi, Nelly. Thank you for the invitation. This is my first time at InnMind pitch session, as you said. I'd like to share a few words about our company. Since 2017, we have been operating in the cryptocurrency sphere, and we have an asset management fund that manages funds providing liquidity in DeFi. Also, we have a cross-chain protocol that is currently entering the market. As a venture fund, Webwise Ventures began its operations recently, just last year. We invested as a group of investors and experts, and our primary focus is on Web3 and AI projects. So we have a significant expertise and network. Our team has a high level of expertise in DeFi, and we belong to the category of investors who provide not only financing, but also significant added value. And under the concept of smart money, so-called, we mean active involvement in the development of our portfolio projects by providing access to our network, expert and strategic advice, also recommendations. We are interested in infrastructure projects, DeFi projects, as well as projects related to real-world assets. And additionally, we are open to considering NFT projects as well. Project that utilize this technology beyond just images. And our interest spans both equity and tokenized investments, with particular attention to projects with clear business models and demonstrate how they plan to generate revenue. We are interested in startups at the seed stage and beyond, although we do not exclude the possibility of considering pre-seed projects also. And also we are going to launch our own Launchpad, which will allow us and our partners to take our collaboration with projects to a new level. We hope so. So this is all. Thank you for your attention.
Awesome, Valeria, you nailed it. And looking forward to learn more about your Launchpad plans in future. And today, happy to welcome you. And I'm sure we have the projects today that match your portfolio criteria. By the way, founders, we have 3 more guests to announce, and you should feel blessed today because we have more investors than projects. So you have an amazing opportunity to pitch and actually close the round if you do it properly, and if you charm and convince investors today. Let me also introduce you, David from Castrum Capital. David, could you please very briefly describe us your investment thesis?
Indeed. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us here, Nelly. I'm David. I represent Castrum Capital. So we have a parental company, which is Castrum Istanbul. We have 6 departments in it, and Castrum Capital is one of them. So Castrum Capital is the biggest VC in Turkey. We have been investing since 2021, but the team is into Web3 space since 2015. We are in total 30 people who are working in different spheres like marketing. We have in-house KOL managers. We have interviewing guys. We have AMA sessions. We have 250 KOLs in Turkey and globally, tier 1 KOLs. And we're not just investing in projects, we are also helping them with the marketing. We did that before for the GT protocol, for Chain GPT, for Serenity Shield. These are the projects that in our portfolio has been doing marketing with us as well. Basically, our investment type is only in tokenized projects. We do not do equity investments. The sphere is agnostic. I mean, we do not differentiate the sphere of the projects that we're investing. We just invest in the projects that we see opportunity, and we invest in multi-stage rounds. It could be until the public sale, but basically we go for the strategic rounds and for private ones. Thanks a lot.
Awesome, David. Thanks a lot. And that is what I love in these pitching sessions, because we can learn about VCs that are the strongest in particular regions, but for example, not that public yet worldwide. So we can meet each other. And also, by the way, investors, if you want us to connect you with other VCs from this session for core investment opportunities, deal flow sharing, let us know. And our team will gladly help you network with each other as well.
It will be great. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, with pleasure. Gagarin, the Launchpad / VC / accelerator and supporter for startups. Eugen, could you please give us more intro?
Let me take the words. My name is Dmitry, and
Dmitry. Okay.
Eugen and I, we are from BDA department of Gagarin. We are a comprehensive platform for fundraising and for promotion of the project. In terms of fundraising, we focus to both private and public rounds, and in terms of promotion, our main expertise is creating market entry strategy, using KO promotion, advertising network, and many other tools. We have onboarded more than 2,000 KOs over the world. And, you know, among our clients, such company as Wirex and Tectum and many others. And thank you for having us today. And I hope our expertise will be useful for our guests.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dmitry. And definitely many startups here are planning to launch within the next couple of months. So they will need Launchpad for sure. And thanks for being with us today. Last but not least, the representative of the second largest crypto media in the industry. She is the only person who does not represent VC vehicle or Launchpad, but she is also a private investor herself, and she has her own expertise and view on the market. And I'm not even talking about covering 14 languages across the world with their huge media empire. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nelly. Thank you so much for the introduction. I feel like you've made me very well, so thank you so much. Yes, I'm Nicole. I am from BeInCrypto. A little bit about me is that I've actually had 2 successful acquisitions myself, and I'm a marketing generalist, so I'm very excited to hear about all the different pitches today. And on behalf of BeInCrypto, we are excited to also help you with any marketing that you might need. Just a little buzz from me. So thank you so much, Nelly, for the introduction, and I'm very excited for today.
Lovely having you today, Nicole. Thanks for joining. And I think this is good when in this brutal man's crypto world, we have so cool girls like you, like Sarah, like Valeria, and others. The guys should be happy as well. Now, switching to the most important part of the pitching session, I want to introduce you the first project pitching today. It is Dojima Network, the actually layer 1, multi-chain layer 1. But I think that the founder will be best person to introduce it to you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Akil, please start sharing your screen. You have 5 minutes to pitch Dojima, and then Q&A and feedback from investors. Don't forget to highlight the strongest parts, but I'm sure you know what you are doing because you are so well prepared. Go on. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Nelly, over there. Yeah, I'd like to give a bit of a context before I dive into the pitch. So Dojima started by me and my co-founder Bhagat back in 2021. We've known each other since college, and we've always been product guys and built multiple products together. It was in 2021, we built a decentralized derivatives exchange where when we wanted to expand our derivatives platform to multiple chains, there was no solution at that point of time. So this is when we discovered that there's a much bigger problem that needs solution. And that's how we started working on Dojima chain. So until now, we've raised around 3 million in 2 rounds. Without any further delay, let's dive into the pitch. So it all started back in 2008, at the time of financial crisis, with a simple decentralized cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin. Soon, there was a need to develop decentralized applications, and to solve which came Ethereum, basically a solution that solved the problem of running code on top of blockchains. This quickly transformed into an ecosystem abundant with layer 1 and layer 2 solutions, each contributing to the diversity and richness of the blockchain landscape. In the current landscape, Web3 protocols and developers are presented with an extensive array of blockchain platforms, leading to a state of uncertainty among both developers and users regarding the optimal choice. So this diversity, while beneficial, introduces complexity in selecting the most suitable platform for their needs. Now, in light of these challenges, now imagine a central hub, much like a headquarters, where we can deploy our projects and yet reach across the entirety of the blockchain ecosystem. This would eliminate the need to navigate through the fragmented nature of our current ecosystem, simplifying our work and fostering greater innovation and collaboration. So we're building this headquarters at Dojima Network using our multi-layered architecture. First comes our Hermes layer, which is responsible for communicating and relaying data back and forth between Dojima chain and all of the connected chains. Next, we have our Dojima chain, standing at the heart of innovation, serving as an execution layer where omni-chain applications come to life. So our vision at Dojima Network is to seamlessly integrate the entire Web3 ecosystem onto one unified layer, empowering developers to craft groundbreaking omni-chain applications. To make things more awesome, the omni-chain layer that we built is EVM compatible, appealing to more than 80% of the Web3 developers. So we launched our testnet at the beginning of 2023. From then on, we've organized a lot of hackathons, onboarding a sizable community and protocols onto our Dojima chain, simultaneously taking feedback on our testnet and how we can make things easier for them. So we brought together amazing people from the community at our events and workshops, creating valuable connections and sharing inspiring ideas. So these gatherings have been key in building a stronger, more collaborative Dojima network. Now, after talking to thousands of blockchain developers all around the Web3 space, all of their requirements come down to 3 basic things. That is being able to easily deploy, being able to connect that application to other chains, and being able to easily manage that application. So in line with our vision to become the cornerstone of omnichain development and our mission to make the lives of protocol builders easier, we've launched our complete omnichain stack, which includes our core omnichain layer, our omnichain wallet, explorer, dashboard, and our omnichain API service as well. And over the last 1 year, we've built sizable ecosystem, which along includes new and unique omnichain applications, as well as includes existing native applications from other chains, and we've onboarded them onto our testnet. I'm so glad to announce that we've launched our StageNet at the start of this month, and we're porting all of our existing applications on our testnet onto our StageNet. So the last couple of years, we've built a very talented team with previous backgrounds in Fortune 500 firms, and our advisors and investors span across the corners of Web3 space. And now imagine a future where blockchain technology transcends its current boundaries, where innovation knows no limits. At Dojima, we're not just embracing change, we're driving it. Our commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in AI, ZK, and real-world asset tokenization is paving the way for a future where blockchain technology truly transforms the world we live in. So join us on this exciting journey as we redefine the rules of the game and usher in a new era of innovation and opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Akhil, you made a great job. I'm glad that you go first. Okay, questions or feedback from investors. Please unmute yourself and just go on with your questions. Maybe Sasha from Paper Ventures, since you're diving into tech skills, tech innovations, do you want to comment or ask anything? Okay.
Not at the moment. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Sergio from Polygon.
Yeah, I have a it's more like a technical question also to understand deeper the protocol. Is this something that aims to compete with solutions that are already in the space, like Layer 0, CCIP from Chainlink, or similar solutions? Or, it's to understand deeper which is like the integration and the value added that you want to propose for the Web3 community, and well, at the end for the developer from a technical basis, I mean.
Yeah. So if you compare other cross-chain protocols like Axela or Layer 0, so these are directly dealing with the underlying chains. So there's again the limitation over there. They depend on the finality of that particular chain they're dealing with, and the developer again has to deal with all those complexities. And for a developer, when they're dealing with multiple of these chains, they need to again manage all the chains that they're getting connected to. So at Dojima, we are managing all of these complexities for these developers, and building the base and also providing tools like our developer dashboard, where they could easily deploy their application in Solidity, and using just a couple of functions, they could communicate with all of these connected chains, not just EVM chains, but with account-based systems also like Solana. And we're also enabled Bitcoin so protocols can accept and send messages to the Bitcoin ecosystem and accept Bitcoin as a asset in their protocols on the EVM layer. So it would be more like a execution layer rather than, and also we're making things easier from the developers' point of view. There's no requirement for them to deal with all the complexities of different chains. They can directly simply deploy rather than when you compare with other cross-chain protocols are doing.
Got it, thanks. And the second question, this is more business oriented. Which is going to be the value accrual strategy of the protocol on the mid and long term?
Okay. Our strategy to grow. You're asking about our strategy. How do we grow?
How do you want to design like the business model of the protocol? Is going to be like a model of monetizing from, for example, L2s or rollups that want to be included in the protocol and ask for them like from a payment upfront for you, or is going to be like more open source and then you will have a token that has a value accrual strategy in the long term? This is the
So the whole of Dojima architecture, it functions with Dojima token. So even the Hermes layer or the Dojima chain that I've explained. So it's Dojima token that's at work here, and we're creating native pools which each of these connected chains. So it's just with Dojima token, they can execute all of these functionalities. So it's the mechanism over there. And overall, our long-term strategy is for a platform like Dojima, where the value comes from its network effects and the ability to onboard a lot of applications or bring together a lot of assets and liquidity and chains from each of the connected chains. So this can't be done manually as such, considering the humongous ecosystem that we have at this point of time. So at Dojima, we are trying to, in a decentralized way, onboard and automate all of the onboarding steps, right from protocols to chains and everything. We are automating all of those steps. So our developer dashboard automates the onboarding of new applications. It brings down the development time from few months or weeks to just few hours. And we are also creating a base that enables chains to get automatically connected and be part of the Dojima ecosystem instead of our team manually connecting or creating each of the chain clients for each of the connected chains. So that over time, it becomes automated, and a lot of protocols and chains could participate in the ecosystem. That's the value proposition that we give to users and protocols.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sergio. Anyone else with questions?
Actually, I do have a question.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm wondering about the go-to-market strategy here. Seeing it's a very competitive landscape in the omnichain space, a lot of omnichain is building at the moment. So I'm wondering how do you want to get the users onto your platform?
So the our initial go-to strategy is through our developer dashboard and through our templates. We've created this marketplace or developer marketplace where each new developer or each new protocol that gets into our ecosystem, they have the option of creating. We've already launched the platform, and they have the option of creating these templates for including their own protocol. which ultimately increases utility for their protocol, as well as for each template that is created, we have omni-chain inbuilt into it. For each template that is created in our dashboard, other developers keep using it, and it expands over time. So it'll bring in a lot of network effect and a lot of players as new people come in as new protocol. For each new protocol that we onboarded and they create those templates, it will be an exponential effect over there, and all of these it'll pile up, and all of these protocols would come into the platform. So that's one area that we are focusing on, to bring in new protocols and automating majority of the things. So along with that, so our BD team is also onboarding a lot of protocols and existing protocols on other L1s and L2s through our partners, and we are providing them good value proposition through our protocol.
Understood. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sasha. Any other questions? One more last question to Dojima. Please feel free to unmute yourself. Otherwise, I remind everyone that after our...
Let me ask.
Go on.
How are you intending to use KOL promotion for promoting your project? What's your strategy for working with KOLs?
Yeah, so that's all comes under our marketing, on the wing of our marketing team. Our marketing team is leveraging multiple areas to promote the product. Right now we are working on campaigns for the next 3 months. Like every couple of weeks, we are targeting new user segment, and we're also going to launch a lot of new campaigns with our existing partners as well. So bringing together a lot of our partners and launching themed campaigns. And our marketing team is also in contact with KOLs and other ways through which we can advertise and market. So yeah, so that's the wing of a marketing team. I think it would be great if we set up a meeting with our marketing team. So it's a great plan that they have, and they're going to execute it in the next 3 months.
Can you name some KOLs that you already signed in?
I think I'd be able to after the meeting or in person. I can talk to the specific.
Okay, that's fair. Thanks a lot, Akhil. And if you have remaining questions or comments to Akhil, to Dojima Network, I remind everyone, right after this session, our team will connect in priority with those investors in Zoom and send you all the decks, startup profiles, and information about participating projects. And tomorrow we will do a wider outreach within InnMind VC network. So let us know with whom of them you want to connect directly. We will gladly make warm introduction, and you can follow up with founders, make a private call, and then dive into all the details, including cap table, including tokenomics, including QLs and everything else. So we are here to facilitate the deal flow between you guys and deal closure. Thank you, Akhil. Good luck to Dojima. We stay in touch and follow up shortly. Thank you. And that was one of the good popular narratives that is on the market today about interoperability, about cross-chain, multi-chain capabilities, etc. And another popular narrative today is account abstraction. So I want to invite Plena Finance to pitch. That is exactly utilizing account abstraction for some good purpose. Who is pitching today from Plena?
It would be me.
Okay, Sparsh, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect, Sparsh. Then the microphone is yours. You have 5 minutes time.
Sure. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Sparsh, the CEO and one of the co-founders of Plena Finance. And before I talk about Plena Finance, I'd like to share a stat with you that I read recently on Yahoo Finance and Statista. So, guys, according to the stat, there are more than 420 million people who have invested in crypto, but less than 5% of them are actually using any blockchain applications. And I hope you guys understand how big of a problem that is, right? Because currently there are close to 4 million dApps in the space, and at this pace there would be more dApps than actual blockchain users. So Plena Finance is actually solving the problems which makes it difficult for the users to not use any application, right? So talking about the problems, a lot of users actually face a poor, they don't use any blockchain application because they get really poor user experience, and they have to learn a lot about the blockchain technology before they can use it, right? So let's say if I compare a Web2 application with a Web3 application, right? So guys, if you remember using Gmail for the first time, so did Gmail ask you to go and learn about how SMTP works, the underlying technology for Gmail? I'm hoping not, right? And same goes for Uber and Amazon. They don't ask their users to go and learn about how APIs or databases work. But try to imagine using Uniswap as a new user. So let's say I transfer 100 USDT on BNB chain. Now you want to buy, let's say, Bitcoin on Uniswap. So first of all, you would have to buy BNB and you would have to learn about why you need to buy BNB, because without BNB, you won't be able to do any transaction on BNB chain. And the next thing would be you would have to learn about gas prices. You would have to learn about, let's say, doing multiple transactions. And I would say because of these, I would say, hurdles, a lot of people don't use any blockchain applications or not even any self-custodial wallets. They go back to using centralized exchanges just after the token airdrop ends. And Plena actually solves all of these problems using account abstraction. So we were the first application to use account abstraction technology. We've been using it since 2021. So that's a year before Vitalik came up with the solution or published his white paper. And guys, can you see the video as well? I just wanted to check. Cool. Okay. So I'll give you a demo of our application as well. So right from the beginning, we make sure that our users don't have to learn anything about the blockchain technology. They can simply create an account using Gmail, Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And yeah, they can buy crypto with just $1. We partner with some biggest on-ramp solutions in the space, so they can use those to buy crypto. And we made the UI as simple as possible. I would say kind of similar to a centralized exchange, so they don't have to learn anything new. And our users can buy like a swap, bridge, or do anything on our application in just a single tap, and also pay the transaction fee in the token of their choice. So which gives them a similar user experience to a centralized exchange like Binance, where they don't have to learn anything to do anything on the exchange. And so we recently launched our account abstraction SDK. And using that account abstraction SDK, what we're able to do is we're able to provide other application users as well a similar user experience to our application. And obviously, it's self-custodial. So coming to the stats, so we have more than 170,000 users who have done more than 4 million transactions. And we have more than 200K people in our community as well. And more than 150 dApps have actually integrated our account abstraction SDK. So coming to the token utility, so we are actually following a V token model. So what happens is the users have to stake their Plena tokens, and then they get V Plena tokens, which can be used for governance, so they can actually create proposals or vote on proposals using that. And while they have staked their tokens, they get staking rewards. And on top of that, what they can do is they actually get a portion of the revenue as well. So let's say whatever revenue that we're generating, like a portion of it actually goes to the staking contract, so it can be distributed to the token holders. So this is our tokenomics. I'll share the link in the chat box as well. We are raising close to $3.6 million. We've already raised 3.4, and with only 200K left to raise, we're planning to do the TG in second week of March on KuCoin, Gate, and Mexi. And our launchpad partners are DAOmaker, ChainGPT, Decubate, and AI Tech. So you can actually find all the details about our team on our website. So you can check out our LinkedIn, all about our founding team members, and Twitter and everything else there. And we have some amazing backers, I would say, like we are backed by Consensus, Cointelegraph, and Shardium as well. Actually, the founder of Shardium is our angel investor and an advisor. So he's actually helping us a lot with the Shardium ecosystem, and he's making sure that every dApp on Shardium integrates Plena Connect, our account abstraction SDK. So thank you, guys. I would be happy to answer any questions if you have.
Thank you, Sparsh. So investors, unmute yourself and go on with your questions. Please go on. David, yeah, sure.
Yes, thanks, Sparsh, for the introduction first. You mentioned that you are partnering with ChainGPT, DAOmaker, right? In terms of the Launchpad?
Yep.
Any incubators, or it's just a listing on IDO platform?
It's only listing.
Okay, it's public listing. And the IDO and the investors were Big Brain Holdings. You mentioned that the Shardium CEO has invested. He is an angel investor.
Yes.
Great. When is your TG is planning?
So we're actually waiting for the revised listing offer from one of the centralized exchange. But yeah, we already have the listing offers from all the other exchanges. So it would be I would say most probably it would be either 15th or 18th of March.
March, okay. And are the KuCoin, the MXC and Gate.io all confirmed?
Yes,
Or
we do
is there
have
a hard
listing offers
commitment?
from them, so we just have to sign the agreement.
Okay, got it. Nelly, could you please share the blurb and the details with us afterwards?
Absolutely, David, I will do. As I already told, every investor here in Zoom will get in priority order all the blurbs and pitch decks and startup profiles of the startups from today's Zoom session. Sure,
Okay.
we will do it very shortly, maximum within an hour after we end the live stream.
Great, thank you.
With pleasure. Anyone else? Come on, guys.
Yeah, let me ask.
Go on.
How are you intending to attract new users in your application?
So I would say like we tried out a couple of things, and we saw that like we didn't raise much funds before. Like we raised $1.2 million, and we were trying to lower down our burn rate. And we saw this opportunity of our account abstraction SDK as well, like in this sector. So everyone actually started building these account abstraction SDKs after Vitalik published this white paper. They didn't care about the problems that the users were facing. They just wanted to hop on the trend, right? And what they did was they actually made a really terrible mistake that like if I compare our account abstraction SDK with others, what happens is if you want to use any other account abstraction SDK, you would first of all have to deposit some funds there, and they would charge you a premium on every transaction as well. So let's say if a user is doing a transaction on your application, they would charge you up to 10% premium. I would say it's sometimes more as well. So, but if you compare it with our account abstraction SDK, you don't have to deposit any funds on our application, and also we don't actually charge you any fee. We give you a portion of the fee that is being charged, right, from the user. And this way, we're actually able to partner up with more apps. And one of the things is like, if you want to integrate our account abstraction SDK, your users have to download our mobile application, and then only they can actually get the similar user experience. So what we are doing is like we're trying to partner up with more and more dApps, and we're trying to acquire the users. And actually, dApps are like the dApps that we have partnered with. They're pretty happy as well because they're able to provide the users a much seamless user experience, increasing their retention rates as well. And also, they don't have to pay us any premium. And recently, we've acquired close to 22,000 users from partnering up with more than 150 dApps.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah. One more question, maximum two. Who wants to ask?
Yes, I have a question.
Please go on, Valeria.
If I got it right, your app is focused on the newcomers in DeFi. So for exchanging fiat currency on cryptocurrency, which fiat currency is available on your app for now?
I would say there are multiple cryptocurrencies available. Sorry about the background noise. So there are multiple cryptocurrencies available. Sorry, you asked about the fiat currencies, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
So you can actually buy crypto from INR, US dollar, and Euro. Then some. I would say there are a lot of. I haven't counted, but we have partnered with multiple on-ramp solutions. So and they take care of I would say multiple regions, right? For example, Ramp Network actually focuses on US and Europe. And so all the European countries, like all the fiat currencies which are available on these countries, they actually take care of that. So the users are able to buy from US dollar, Euro, I would say, I think Indian rupee and Russian ruble. I would say Indonesian currencies are also supported. And like, I would say most of them are being supported right now.
Great, thanks. Yeah, we would also like to see your blurb afterwards. Nelly, please.
Absolutely. I love this dynamic. Okay, the last question to Plena, please go on.
Can I maybe jump in here? I would like to know, do you have any plans to support like payroll solutions or have any of that in your pipeline?
Like we were planning to do like a lot of this stuff. Like we were trying to add more and more features, but we thought that we might make it super complex for the users to use our application. So that's one of the reasons we launched our account abstraction SDK. So let's say if there's any other solution, a payroll solution as well out there. So what the users can do is like they can use it there and just connect our mobile application, our wallet to that particular application. And the best part is like we would have an in-app browser as well. So even if you know that there's this payroll solution that you want to use or your company is using, right? So you can just simply go to their website, connect to their application, and yeah, you can use their services and get the same seamless user experience that you're getting on our application.
Okay, fantastic. And then just one more from me.
Okay.
You mentioned your community is 200K. Where are the majority of your users sitting?
I would say users and community are pretty different. So we have if you want to know about the users or just the community.
The users, sorry.
Okay, sure. So I would say close to 18% are from India, 15% Indonesia. We were like having some trouble with the US as well a while ago because they made some changes on the I would say App Store listing policies because of the new regulations. But we recently got listed on US App Store, and our application is is among very few applications which is approved for cryptocurrency trading in US on and is available on App Store. So we have close to 3% from US, 4% from Canada as well. And if I combine all the countries in Europe, it would be close to 17%.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Nicole, and thank you, Sparsh. I think you feel it as well, that you can expect quite a number of warm introductions in the next couple of days. So thanks a lot for your pitch. You nailed it. Great job.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Another startup I want to invite today, and by the way, I see some synergy between the startups from today. So guys, also don't hesitate to ask our team if you want to get introduction with other founders, not only investors from the session, because there is a potential to collaborate, create partnership, cross-marketing, etc. So those who play poker, please switch on your attention. Right now we have a poker-like game, Qoomon Quest pitching. Are you ready, team? Kyle? Yeah.
Hey, hi. Hi, Nelly. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Kyle. Please go on. You have your 5 minutes.
Yep, sure. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Kyle. Today, I'm going to present our project, Qoomon Quest, which is a fast-paced mobile game built as a progressive web app PWA. So first of all, about our team, we are a strong team with expertise on business, gaming, as well as Web3. So on business side, for example, I myself have 8 years of experience at Goldman Sachs. I also started 2 startups with 1 successful exit in EdTech. On gaming side, our game designer Ernest used to work as a gaming strategy manager at Tencent, one of the largest game publishers globally. Our lead game developer Dusan has around 6 years of Unity development experience. And then on Web3 side, our blockchain engineer Peter has 5 years of relevant experience. Next, about our project. So we think that a game will need to be fun in the first place. So to start with, we designed our game based on the proven core mechanics of Marvel Snap. So Marvel Snap is a fast-paced card game that's won the Best Mobile Game Award 2 years ago. They have accumulated over 20 million of downloads with over 100 million of revenue. However, the game is far from perfect. We have heard complaints from players about, number one, the predictable gameplay, the predatory monetization model, as well as a slow card collection process. And in the meantime, we have also identified some of the main problems in Web3 gaming. First of all, many of the Web3 games are not even fun. So the game economy is not sustainable because there is a lack of spending from real players. Those are like Ponzinomics with a game wrapper. And secondly, in terms of mobile game is highly underrepresented in Web3 versus Web2 because of the strict crypto rules on App Store as well as Play Store. As a result, we have built our game Qoomon Quest. So there are 3 points that I want to highlight here. So number one, just like Marvel Snap, it is a fun game that is fast-paced, exciting, as well as easy to learn. And we also introduced new features focusing on replayability and thrill from wagering. Number two, we are adopting a win-to-earn model here. So the game is free to play for everybody. But then with a purchase of a game pass, a gamer will be able to unlock the tournament mode and betting against each other. And then we are going to take a revenue cut, a percentage cut as a commission rate, just like in the case of poker. And thirdly, we are building our app. We're building our game as a PWA, progressive web app, which just means websites that function like native mobile app. So a player will just need a browser link in order to access the game, as they do not need to download the game. In this case, we'll be able to distribute the game outside of App Store and Play Store and free from the rules as well as commission imposed by them. So regarding the gameplay, the demo version is available, so feel free to reach out to me separately if any interest. And then one more thing to highlight is that we are making our game, the onboarding process as smoothly as possible, because we want to onboard Web2 players. So for example, it will only take the players less than a minute to discover and play the game. We also do not require an existing crypto wallets from them, as we are going to create the custodian wallets using the Starters API. On the on-ramp process, of course, we accept both crypto and fiat currency. In terms of the roadmap, we're doing an alpha testing now, and we're going to do a beta testing in Q3, and we're going to launch the game later this year. In terms of tokenomics, primarily the players will use our token in order to pay for the commission fee. And this is also the main source of value accrual. The players will also be able to spend the tokens to expand the card collection as well as to join higher stake tables. We're looking to raise around 250K at 5 million valuation. 1/3 will be on marketing and around 2/3 will be on development and QA. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle. And I like those pets that are your characters. Okay, who goes first with the questions or feedback to Kyle?
I have one question. Thank you, Kyle, for the presentation. Which is your user acquisition strategy for the successful deployment of the game and the blockchain roadmap that you have in mind? Because I am perfectly understood which is the plan for incorporating the Web2 players, but which are going to be like the Web3 utilities that you want to incorporate, when this will be ready, and you know if you have any idea in mind to deploy all of this, with which partner and so on.
Yeah, sure. So on the go-to-market strategy, so I think that the recent game heroes of Mafia did a very great job. So we are going to learn from them and do a lot of quests, airdrops, etc., in order to attract the players. So that's number one. And then regarding the community members, we are actually quite open to different chains for now, as long as they are EVM compatible. So we are quite open to community collaborations.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Sergio. And if you wish to talk to Kyle privately, let us know, okay?
Sure.
Okay. Any other questions to Kyle? Sarah from Ceras VC. Yeah, sorry, Dmitry. Sarah, you were quite silent. Do you have any questions or feedback?
Maybe in terms of, because some of the inputs were already answered, in terms of the tokenomics model, can you explain again the utility and your strategy on the tokenomics?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. So there are a few utilities. So number one, from the player's perspective, they will use the token to pay for the commission fee. They will be able to also use the token, spend the token in order to expand their card collection, as well as to join higher stake table, such that they can do a larger stakes bet. That's from the player's perspective. And then from the investor's perspective, we would also be able to allow them to stake in order to accrue the reward, accrue the revenue that we have made from the commission fee. So that's from the investor's perspective.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Sasha from Paper, I see you are back. Not sure if you heard the whole pitch.
I unfortunately missed it. There's some construction outside. I think they cut an internet cable. I'm mobile now.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay, we will send you the recording and, of course, all the details, because you mentioned that you're also a fan of poker, and this is kind of poker-like Web3 game, onboarding Web2 users. Very interested to hear your input here.
Absolutely, we'll check it out afterwards.
Awesome, thank you. And yeah, Gagarin, Dima, the last question. Your side.
Let me ask a question. Have you partnered with game guilds, and what's your opinion about such kind of partnership?
Yeah, so we haven't talked to the guilds yet, but then from my perspective, I think it's like a double sword, so double-edged sword. So on one hand, of course, it would be good to get players' feedbacks as well as to onboard the first batch of players. But on the other hand, what we really want to attract would be the real players, as in players who are willing to spend. If those players from guilds mainly focus on making money, then those may not be the number one type of players that we want to attract.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Dima. Kyle, thank you. We will follow up shortly. Great job. Okay, Luis. Okay, go on with your question.
What would be the rewards for the user, since it's a win to earn model, and how are you going to sustain the ecosystem, since I think that games in Web3 have not yet found the solution of play to earns or win to earn models that are sustainable.
Yep, sure. So on the win to earn model, it's more like a zero-sum game with us taking a certain percentage as a commission. So it's just like in the case of poker, if one player wins, another player will lose. We think that the game is fast-paced and exciting enough that some people will be able to will be happy enough even if they lose a small amount of money.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Kyle. We will get back to you shortly. Great job. Thank you. And now we switch to the next startup pitch. And another narrative, as you know, on this market is various Quest campaigns based on reputation score. And on-chain reputation is essentially important. So let me introduce to you Nomis. RT, are you ready?
Yeah, hello guys. Hello everyone.
Okay, awesome. So Nomis, reputation on-chain protocol. Please go on and...
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick.
Yep.
Can I see my screen now?
Yes, all good.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, my name is Arti. I'm co-founder at Nomis, and we built a unified on-chain reputation scoring protocol for the next era of internet. We already have more like 650,000 users, more than that actually, and 100,000 of these users have paid us any fees. We also backed by a few projects like Solana, Aptos, Polygon, Celo, Avalanche Ave, and 1inch. So we are a strong technical team. We came together slightly more than a year ago, and my co-founder Alex here, he has deep experience in building scoring algorithms, and my co-founder Fedor also he has 8 patents in AI/ML and also like really strong understanding of how to build scoring algorithms. And I myself have 5 years of experience in building Web3 products. It's my third, or yeah, I guess it's my third blockchain product so far, and we have 8 other strong team members in our team. Each of us has more than 5 years of relevant experience. And we also won a bunch of hackathons. I'll share the details in traction. So we came together with the problem in mind of solving reputation for the Web3. So see, right now, there's still no reputation standard for Web3. Apps either don't use any data to provide personalized user experience to their users, or they need to build their own tooling, which is hard and expensive in building. And by other hand, like in current Web 2 or like the current web, reputation really sucks, because Web3 reputation is mostly like your social media or LinkedIn account, your identity, and they're stored in centralized databases and easily manipulated and cannot be verifiable in a trustless way. And also in traditional finance world, the user's reputation is controlled and held by such entities like FICO, which is like holding users' credit scores in their database and can like change the parameters, and their algorithms are just simply a black box. So we don't want this to happen with Web3. We wanted to build a truly decentralized and trustless protocol that not only can manage users' reputation and allow users to combine their reputation based on on-chain data from all the major networks, like different L1, L2s, L3 networks, but also securely give this data to developers so they can build better user experience in their apps by providing users with rewards, private access to some communities, maybe reducing fees, or just doing some like interface changes based on users' reputation. And we see ourselves as a unified reputation standard for the next web, where we calculate users' scoring based on their on-chain history through multiple chains and give this data available securely for all the applications built on our reputation layer. So within this year, we not only built our like core protocol, which is like the centralized scoring, which already generated more than $600,000 in fees, but we also built two products by our own on our protocol, which is like Score Minter. We have 7 ecosystem scores that users can mint as SBT tokens. So we use SBT standard to make users scores, and they need to pay some fee to mint the score and also fee to update the score. And we also built Scorefront as a sort of like marketplace and quest campaign where other projects participate, other projects create quests or create some offers which users can claim based on their reputation score. And we already onboarded more than 20 projects in this product. And we also have our Nomis API, which is like easy to use tooling for developers. And we already signed our first B2B customer, which paid us $150K per year. So a bit info on traction. As I mentioned before, more than 650,000 users so far, 100,000 of them have paid any fee. So far we generated $800,000 in revenue since we launched in beta in June. So it's roughly like 7 or 8 months. We also took 6 grants by projects that I mentioned before, and we won 12 hackathon prizes within this year. So the interesting question is why now? Because we saw multiple teams trying to solve reputation problem in Web3, but we see like right now it's a great fit from different aspects. The most important is if we look at Web3 addresses before, it was simply like token holdings and transaction, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago when DeFi just started. But now we have not only DeFi, but we also have gamify and socialify, like users' identity and social graph, activity in DAOs, portfolio and voting powers, and a lot of data across all the new L1 and L2 networks and L3 networks even. And we see a lot of demand from competing applications for this data because applications are competing with each other for users, and they need tools and primitives to use users' reputation data to provide better experience and acquire more users. And not only us, but also Brian Arsenault of Coinbase, he identified on-chain reputation as a like central concept and central problem for the upcoming years in Web3 in his like one of the recent posts. And we see ourselves as a great team, not because we already doing this and executing on this problem and we generating revenue and acquiring users, but we also have deep understanding of building scoring algorithms, and we have deep experience in that sphere. So now we're raising a seed round. Would love to discuss this after the call.
Thank you, Artie. Thank you. Your traction numbers are definitely impressive. And correct me if I'm wrong. Literally all startups from today could potentially use a Nomis protocol to build their own customized scoring systems, right?
Yeah, sure. Like any developer can build their own scoring system on top of Nomis or use it for like providing better experience for users. We already have some cases. The one interesting one is Rubik, the centralized exchange. They build their own reputation system on top of Nomis.
Perfect. Then questions from investors. Please unmute yourself. And yeah, Sergio, I saw that Polygon already backed with the grant. Now it's time to dive in. Go on with your question.
Yeah, thanks, Arti, for the pitch. Besides that you spoke with Polygon before, I didn't know this project, but I have like a bunch of questions for you. Firstly, I would like to understand in your go-to-market strategy if there is any vertical that you are focusing more, for example, to save on-chain the reputation of a gaming project, for example, or you are focusing more in other verticals. I say gaming because at this moment is one of the verticals that have more traction on chain. And secondly, the other question is, which is your vision towards the integration of digital identity in the project for the upcoming months?
Yeah, so answering the first part of the question, we mainly focus right now on the marketing gamification vertical, like airdrop, reward, quest, and so on. But this is not the only use case for us. We saw a lot of traction, a lot of market fit, and providing users ability to mint their score and use this in the apps for claiming some rewards. So, but we also work on the B2B side, which is like the core protocol and our API, and we also gain some traction there. But for us right now, the main focus is on rewards, quest campaigns, and marketing, because we see the most traction in current market stage here. And sorry, can you repeat the second part of the question?
Yeah, if the second question is regarding digital identity, because I see that there are a lot of synergies between digital identity on chain and the project. Is something that you are exploring at this moment, or what are your plans?
On building our own identity level?
No, I mean, for example, to understand if the digital identity part of all of this, because at the end, what I'm receiving as a user of the platform is to save my reputation, but I would like to understand if this part of my digital identity, my reputation on the internet, let's say, if it's something that you are saving on chain or you are managing that off chain. This is what I would like to understand.
We're saving data on chain since the users mint their scores as SBT tokens. And going back to identity, in our roadmap, we have planned and we already started building our own identity layer where users can combine their multiple addresses. Since on Web3, almost all the users have multiple addresses for multiple use cases and on different chains, we built tooling to combine all these addresses into one identity that users can just to take from app to app, and their reputation for all of the networks will go there.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Thank you, Sergio. I saw that Sasha from Paper Ventures wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, who would you describe as your perfect customer here from a business side of things?
From the business side, I think if we talk in B2B is any dApp or maybe social app or maybe like Exchange or Launchpad, where they're struggling to build user segments based on their activity on their products. For example, we saw significant demand from Launchpads because they need to segment users to build allocations to participate in projects based on users' on-chain data as well. So that's one use case. So in B2B, from the developer side, from the project side, it's any project who wants to build user segments based on the user's on-chain history, on-chain reputation.
Gotcha. Do you think this would have helped Starkware, Starknet kind of allocate their airdrop a little bit differently?
Yeah, this was disappointing, actually. This was disappointing. And currently we're talking with the major, I'm not sure that I can mention the name, but the major L2 network that has the airdrop buzz around it, and we talking to them about distributing airdrop based on our algorithm, our score, to fix to not repeat the Starknet situation here. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sasha. Good question. I saw that Luis from Marshal Capital also wanted. Yeah, go on, Luis.
Question, is this pure equity?
Sorry again?
Is this pure...
Sorry, we didn't hear your question.
Can you hear me clearly now? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yes.
My question is just, is this pure equity on the investment side?
No, we're raising token. We're raising token. Since we built the decentralized protocol, we built a token, which has like strong utility, and we plan decentralization process, which requires like finding like nodes and validators, and it's pure like, since it's protocol, it's just pure token.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, that's all your questions, Louis?
Yes, yes.
Okay, awesome. The last question to Nomis team. Please go on.
Actually, do you mind running us through the tokenomics, seeing this is a token only round? I think
I guess we can discuss it like, yeah, in the private call. I would love to walk you through the tokenomics.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Sasha. Artie, you made a great job. Thank you. We will follow up with you shortly. Yeah, and I think
thanks for having us here.
I think you can expect quite a number of intros coming right after the session. Last but not least for today, if you own any Bored Ape NFTs or ever interacted with their ecosystem, then you should get excited because we have something even better for you today. So, Callum from Cypher Clans, are you ready to pitch?
Yeah, definitely. Hi, Nelly.
Hi, Callum. So please share your screen now with the presentation and let's go on.
Sure. So hopefully you can see my screen. Just let me know.
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. Well, hi, everyone. My name's Callum. I'm here to introduce you to Cypher Clans. So in a nutshell, this is like the Da Vinci Code or Cicada 3301 meets Web3 for $1 million jackpot prize. So what does that actually mean? This is a real-world Web3 game where holders solve layers of world-class puzzles and challenges that have taken years to solve and interweave into the NFTs. And the first person to solve everything is going to win $1 million jackpot prize. So this is something that you've never seen in Web3 before. This is play to earn at scale. This is the game theory and mechanics that all of the games are actually currently missing and why the communities are kind of stagnating, which leads me to the real problem underlying all of these communities. So for me personally, I've been in Web3 for a number of years, building incentive systems and smart contracts and decentralized storage. And everyone I know in the space are all so technically brilliant, great investors, great engineers, but they're not part of any of these NFT or Web3 communities. They don't actually serve them for the best people in the space itself. It doesn't speak to the culture of the space. These assets are static and they just rely on buy and hold strategies, and they lack ways for the holders to actually really communicate, get together, have teamwork, have good team dynamics, and really have a proper community that flourishes. And instead, what we actually get is communities that are pictures of penguins or pictures of monkeys, which are great, maybe on-chain status symbols, but actually, how many of these communities do we spend a lot of time in? I personally don't. They don't speak to me. They don't speak to anyone that I know in the space that I respect. So I think that there's a massive intellectual gap in the space here for both NFTs, the communities, and Web3 gaming that just is not being filled properly with what we actually want in this space. And because of that, it's just controlled by NFT whales that basically the only lever for these communities is, well, how much ETH do you have in your wallet to buy one of these assets and then just sit on it or sweep the floor? You leave out all of the people that could team up, get behind an asset, syndicate onto these assets, and join a community that have something else to offer. And what that leads me to is how these NFT communities are evolving over time. And you're really seeing this in real time at the minute with the heat up of NFT gaming, Web3 gaming. So initially, it's just that it's early adopters win. You buy it, it's a PFP, terrific. Community stagnates, it's not very good. If you want to use the term degenerates, that's usually what these things are filled with. Bored Ape Yacht Club, same again, but you can see the evolution here is that, right, where early adopters are winning, that's your financial factor. You just buy it and you hold it and you hope that the price goes up. And then you try to add in layers of complexity on top of that to try and provide value to the community. If that's gamification, if that's the metaverse, whatever. But there's nothing you can do as a community member, as a holder. There's no teams. There's no real like add-ons for you to do. You can't increase or decrease the value of your asset just because you own it. You can't put your personal traits or aspects behind this. So that's where Cypher Clans, I hope, will really evangelize what's going to happen next with Web3 gaming and where we can take it from here. So you've got NFTs that you can buy, solve it yourself, and the price of that NFT should go up tenfold because you've solved it. You're one of the best people in the space. You can increase the value of your asset without the project itself actually having to increase in value, which is something that's completely different in the space at the minute. At the minute, you would just have to cross your fingers. Here, you can actually put your own sweat equity in and increase the value of your asset tenfold. You can team up if the financials of the project are out of your reach. You can bring in more intellectual people. There's so many levels to the gamification of this. And this is what I hope we can take this, and it pushes everybody in the right direction to bring the best people together that have both financial backings, technical backings, and also then have a community where you can actually team up. And over time, that game theory is going to push this into one of the biggest communities that the Web3 space is actually going to see. The $1 million jackpot prize is great, but what's more valuable is the community and the type of motivated people that are excellent that we will end up with and have that token gated. And again, this is just a new way to build Web3 communities around NFTs properly, instead of just, say, putting a project out as a NFT just because. This is how you actually use the rails of the technology properly to run a proper game that can onboard everybody in the space it's their cultural home, but also anybody in Web2 that could get interested and may have something to add with whatever their expertise may be to a project like this or a team like this. This is how you get them incentivized. With a magnet like $1 million jackpot prize, this is not going to be hard to market. Equally, so a little rundown on the game and how it works itself. So there's 13 puzzles, 13,000 NFTs. That's 1,000 of each. The challenges are basically based on the Renaissance Man, or if you remember Cicada 3301 back in the day. This is everything from computer science, stenography, cryptography, science, mathematics, ancient languages, poetry, literature, everything. Not one person should be able to solve everything themselves. And it's first past the post wins it all. So you could either go it alone, you could form a team, you could buy additional clues to help you get there faster. So you can pull either financial levers, people levers, teamwork. You could wait and try and pick them up on the secondary market afterwards and try to arbitrage closer to the end of the game. But essentially, the gameplay is up to you. You can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, this is all for the winning. So it's $1 million jackpot prize, form your team, go it alone. And by the end, we will have the best community in Web3, and it should be a sign of proven on-chain ego once you've solved one of these, and we change the metadata for you from there. But again, not as simple as it seems, like we say. So we've got solo or team play. You can pick up clues on the secondary market if you don't want to go alone, if you want to get this done faster. There's side quests and available for content. There's the 13th NFT as a shelling point, so you can't arbitrage the game simply by, let's say, buying all of the solved NFTs on a secondary marketplace and then just turning up to win the jackpot. It doesn't work that way. For the 13th one, it is a shelling point that you have to solve yourself. And again, we have years of experience making incentivized game theory and protocols for different infrastructure projects like Swarm decentralized storage, where we've taken care of all of the risk preventative measures, where there's no attack vectors basically left that can be done. We've spent years perfecting this, and now it's finally ready to launch. And as such, we've got over 500 of the top Web3 communities that we're partnering with their Discord or Telegrams. Our game is fully developed, website is launched, and our media launch is going live very, very shortly. We've got crypto banks and other projects with millions of users each, and they're all getting access to our whitelist. We haven't gone live with our whitelist yet, but it's already over 10,000. And then equally towards the end, we're solidifying our influencer partner list as well. And also our board of advisors who really helped us kind of create these puzzles over the last few years that are just such expert level challenges, are also going to help us with the notoriety of joining our community from the first place. And also, I thank you InnMind as well for accelerating us and giving us a lot of feedback on our tokenomics as well. So again, the roadmap is we're launching at the end of March, and then we're going to have our first in-person community event from there. We'll see what our traction is so far. And then the second game is actually built into the first one, as well as the token drop, and those assets are inextricably linked. So basically our full roadmap is ready to go. Both this game is developed, second game, the token launch, the tokenomics, everything has been set out meticulously for the next year to 2 years. And we're very excited to finally launch and bring this to market to give a project that's for legacy and not dilution, and something in Web3 gaming that's right on the narrative, but can also showcase exactly how it should work. And as said, we've basically been doing puzzles and engineering crypto our whole lives, the last lot of years. I'm head of product at Swarm, where we built massive incentive systems for EVM compatible projects as well. And also then deep history in biotech, special forces, you name it. And again, this is the viral factor that we want to put across too. It's not for individuals, it's to actually build a great community. Anybody can join the team. Anybody can split that jackpot up the way they like it safely at the end of the game if you decide that you're going to do that, or you can go it alone. Revenue model is fairly standard, 13,000 NFTs for mint. You can buy the clues as add-ons as well, royalties, secondary transactions. All the financial scenarios here are available, as well as our data room for the second game, and our tokenomics as well, which are incredibly favorable to the investors as well because of the burn mechanics attached. And yeah, fundraising, this is a split equity and token warrant deal, although we are flexible depending on what anybody prefers, and we have no dog in that race, we don't mind, but we would like someone to come in who really understands the game, the market, wants to be a part of it, and evangelize the space with what it should be with a project like this. And yeah, hopefully you find that interesting, and if you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. And if you want any more materials, I can supply them after.
Thank you, Callum. And just wanted to add that the team worked on this project for years before being ready to bring it live and to pitch. And we discussed if any AI, for example, could manipulate the system or whatever, and it is super protected from manipulation. So people will need to use brains. This is fact. Okay, questions, comments, feedback. Go on. Yeah, Sasha.
So you said you're building this for years, ready to go to market. Can you run me like through a rough timeline? What are your plans if everything would go perfectly well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. So essentially this week our site's already live. Our whitelist is already 10,000. I also run a couple of Web3 communities where we have tens of thousands of followers as well who are getting the initial first access to this. We are also in final discussions with 500 plus other Discord communities for other NFT and crypto projects. I think that totals maybe 2 million retail or Web3 gamers as well that can potentially join our whitelist. We also have a crypto bank with another 1 million users that are getting access to the whitelist, which gives them discounts on clues, steep discounts on bundles if they want to basically accumulate all of the NFTs at once. And then equally, we also have our Hacker Noon article coming out soon for our launch. We also are in final talks with Decrypt as well to do our trusted kind of media publications for this. And then beyond that, we have the influencer leg, which will be at the final stage of the launch, which is around about the very end of March.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Callum, can you please switch off the microphone? Okay, Sasha, please go on.
On what chain do the NFTs live? I don't know if I've missed it or.
Sorry, no, good question. Yeah, this is EVM compatible. This is on Ethereum, and Jackpot will also be held in Ethereum. So this is a Veblen good. So essentially, if the price of Ethereum goes up, so does the Jackpot, so does the interest in the project, so do the underlying assets that people are buying into.
Cool, thank you.
Thank you, Sasha. Nicole, I see your hand. Go on, please.
Yeah, just wanted to find out. So essentially this is like a tournament that would be like, is there any time limit to completing the puzzles, or how does the timeline work? And then second question to that is, if someone does come in, let's say a couple months down the line and finds out about the puzzles, then do they have any disadvantage to joining later on?
Good question. So for timeline, essentially there's no maximum, but there is a minimum. So the game will basically last at least a year, where we drop the 13th NFT at that point in future. So that just basically is reducing the attack vectors of, say, someone coming in, arbitraging, buying up all of the correctly solved NFTs, and then submitting the answer and then walking away in, say, a month flat. Highly unlikely, but that's not possible at all. So the game will last at least a year. Equally, at that point, the second game already begins, which is interwoven into the first one. And there are attributes of how you play the first game that will dictate your kind of starting position or your benefits to the second game as well. Not going to say too much about that, but this is a multi-year game. So the first game is just the beginning. And then, sorry, what was the second part of your question as well? Oh, the disadvantages of someone joining late. That was it. Not really. You can play this in a number of different ways. You could come in and simply buy the NFTs already solved on the secondary market. You could wait for a dip and buy it then if the finances is your disadvantage, or if you have, say, the intellectual capabilities, you can simply join the community and join a team and then decide, okay, I'll be a member of this team and I'll provide my benefits, my intellectual abilities, and split the jackpot with them if your team wins in the end. And which I imagine is how the game theory is designed to push everyone together. You probably start alone, you'll speculate, you'll dabble. It'll become apparent based on, because all the 13 challenges are very, very different. So some people are going to be excellent at one and not good at another. So you will ultimately need other people to probably win in the end, especially if you want to win first and get the jackpot. So you can't really waste any time. So everything is set up to push everyone in the correct direction over time. And over the space of the year, this is going to be a great spectator sport, a great community, and we should have a lot of teams formed in the end. And then ultimately we'll have hopefully the best Web3 token gated community that actually has something that they're really, really interested in, that actually does mean something as well and is like proven on-chain ego. So hopefully to hold these in your wallet that are solved actually means something instead of just a trophy piece.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you.
So you will be one of the first to try and play it, right? And write about it in BeInCrypto, probably.
Oh, definitely.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Anyone else has any questions or feedback to Callum? Sergio, I remember you have a lot of gaming projects in your portfolio. Not sure about these particular specifics. It's quite unusual, but what do you think overall?
No, thank you very much for the presentation. I was listening to the answers of other people from this presentation, and I think that everything is covered. I have all the clarity. I would like to understand deeper your go-to-market strategy to approach to a traditional user in case that you are interested, or is something that you want to avoid, just to see if the game is focusing more on the Web3 native communities that know what is an NFT, a wallet, a crypto, etc., or you prefer also to reach a broader audience?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it comes in two parts. I think initially you have to kind of reinstate the culture that we started with, that I think maybe we've gone astray from with NFT projects over the last couple of years, which is kind of why we've seen an exodus in the space. So I'd really like to reignite the best of us that are still in this space, that are constantly building, that aren't part of these communities anymore because they don't have a space. And then equally, when you build this project up and the brand up and the notoriety of it, I think then the best of the Web2 people will join as well. These are the kinds of projects that would onboard them, but you have to showcase those in the first place. You have to actually show that this is a viable project, gaming community, and there's something to be here for. And then they come along as a secondary point. I don't think they come first. So to answer your question, yeah, I would definitely focus on the Web3 native community first, and then Web2 focused and beyond that.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Sergio, and thank you, Callum. Great job. So we are perfectly in time today, and as I already promised, we will follow up shortly. Bull Run is here, so let's make deals and let's help these projects thrive. I'm sure that some of the projects here will really dominate and skyrocket on the upcoming cycle. So I'm super excited to observe how it will develop and evolve. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and thank you everyone who watched us live. Don't forget to subscribe to InnMind YouTube channel, and we will have the next Crypto VC pitching session literally in a couple of weeks with hopefully also Bitcoin narrative covered there. With all the investors, we keep in touch and follow up through InnMind team very shortly with all the details and warm introductions. And don't hesitate to share your feedback also with us about the projects, the quality of the deal flow, and even maybe what do you recommend the projects to cover if something is missing. Thanks a lot to everyone. We are done for today, and good luck for the founders. I'm sure you will thrive shortly. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
Thank you. Take care.